Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I have a really fun video for you guys. A question that I get asked a lot, and something that I personally have been on the hunt for is about a homeschool planner. What do you use to plan out your homeschool? Now I'll preface this by saying that what I do is is it called post record keep, or I don't know what it's called. At the end of the day, or after I finish lessons, I then go in and I write down what we did. I have got this idea from my friend Angie over at This Gathered Nest, and Angie's always done this, and it's kind of helped at least it's helped me to definitely feel like I accomplished something and that we're being productive, versus having this, I can make really unrealistic lists of the things that I want to do, and then when I don't do them, I automatically feel like I haven't done enough or I didn't accomplish enough. And so that is how I do our homeschool. However, I do have an outline in my mind that I have to be able to get down of what I'm wanting to accomplish, goals that I have for us, a realistic time frame, you know, because we do have to know where we're going if we're heading there, you know? And so that is where this comes in really handy. I have been using the Homeschool Adventures Planner, and this is created by a mom named Erin, and Erin has an Etsy shop that I will link right here for you guys. I'll put the title of it, and then I will put a link down below for you guys that you guys can access. And she creates these homeschool planners. She also creates little notebooks for kids that have illustrations on them that they can journal in. She's got bookmarks, and she has a load of stuff in her shop, and she is a mom, so it's a woman-owned, mom-owned business, which you guys know. I'm like, yes girl, yes. I love just being able to support moms that are doing what they can on the side to help their families. Some of them doing it full time. I don't know how you guys do that. You are amazing. But Erin created this Homeschool Adventures Planner. There are two different formats for this, or ways that you can get it. You can get it in the PDF version, or you can actually order the printed version from her. Now obviously if you order the printed version, you're gonna have the binding, and it's gonna be a little bit more expensive because she's putting in the time and energy to create it for you and make it look fancy. I did choose to do the PDF version. I do not have one of those cool binding machines or anything like that. Mine does not have any, it's not spiral bound or anything like that. Mine is just in a 3-ring binder. And let me just tell you that the beauty of the graphics and the layout of this planner, I really, really love it. I can say that I really love it. One thing that I do love about having it printed at home is that, as you will see when I go through the planner, I have printed certain like notebook pages or just bullet journal pages that were blank. I've printed extra ones and put them where I feel like I need them. So I've kind of gotten to pick and choose. That's what's nice when you download the PDF. You can pick and choose what you want to use. There are some pages that I didn't put in this year because I feel like my kids are a little bit younger and they really didn't meet a need that I had this year, but I'm gonna share those with you because I know a lot of you guys homeschool older kids, and as far as the states that you live in, you have to record keep for quarters and things like that. So I will share that with you, but I didn't have to put it in here and kind of look over it every day as I just go by it because there's not a need. So that was really, really nice. The tabs that are on the outsides of each of these pages are available on her website as well. So everything that I share in here, I will link for you guys. She also does have a discount code for you guys that is available for a limited time. I'm gonna have that down below for you, and then the time frame that it's available through, so you guys can take advantage of this planner and you can even get a discount. And let me just tell you guys, the planner itself is not expensive. So the fact that she's offering you guys a discount is a huge blessing. It's very generous of her because the amount of time and work and energy that she put into this, as you see when I go through here, you will see, like, I'm thinking, girl, when did you create this? You know, anytime I try to sit down and do anything, my kids are like jumping on top of me and drawing on the walls. When did you make the time to do this? Because you can tell there was so much time put into this. It's so, so beautiful. So, so this is the very first page. As you can see, it's got really pretty graphics, and it's just what this planner belongs to. As you turn the page, I opted to just have an immediate calendar when you first open up. So as I go through here, please remember that when you order it, it might not be in this exact order, and you can kind of personalize it how you want it, but this is just how I set mine up. So as I open up to the first page, there is a full 2020-2021 monthly layout. Everything from July of 2020 to June of 2021, where a lot of us homeschool moms like to start planning. Some of us go back to school in July, so that's really helpful. So turning forward, I have just bullet journal pages that I have printed out in here. And I really like to have a place where I can just put down on paper, get out with a pencil, pen, my heart. And these are good reminders. And so as you see on here, I've shared what I value most, must-haves for homeschool, a layout, the next page of our day, and what I want our Fridays to look like. Obviously the pages where I'm sharing what our day looks like and our Fridays, it's not going to be perfect. But this is just a basic outline of what I'm wanting to include in our day. If I have to pick and choose, clearly I will. Obviously things like morning basket are gonna have, you know, if we have a hard time with morning basket or if it feels really full, we might only do catechism for that day. And that's totally fine. But this is just a layout. So turning the page, you will see a layout that says learning together. And these are empty so that you can put in what you want to put in this place. Once again, if you do choose to print it out and you use this for something different than what I used it for, and you need to have a couple extra of these pages, you can print extra pages out and put those in your planner as well. For us, I use this page to just write down what I have available and what I'm planning for this year based on just these 4 basic subjects. Each of my kids have a math and language arts that they're doing individually, and we use the good and the beautiful for those. And so I didn't need to put these in here. I looked at just the title of learning together and I thought, okay, these are all the subjects we're doing together. So as you see, the first section is morning time or morning basket. I have things that I am planning on doing daily and things that I will loop in right next to that. Going down, you'll see our history for this year. We are just doing the good and the beautiful history level 1. That's what my game plan is. I also have a category in the next page you'll look at that says extras. And these are things that I plan on doing on Fridays. So Fridays is more of going to be our fun extra day. So things like nature journaling, cooking or baking, Bible story crafts. As you'll see next to the extras category, there is a separate little section that I've put a weekly sticker on. It normally does say supplies under there, but for the way that I set it up, I didn't need that. So I just took a planner sticker and put weekly on there. And so every week on Fridays, I would like to, unless we are going somewhere to volunteer or going on a field trip, I would like to include history, science, and then our nature journaling. Turning the page, you'll see some more bullet journaling pages, and I utilize these pages to use as kind of an outline for what my goals are for the kids for this year. So moving on to the next page, there's a whole section dedicated to reflections, and this is looking kind of back at your last year of homeschooling, things that you enjoyed. We really enjoyed co-op meets. The kids loved hands-on experiments, crafts, games, things like that that kids are gonna absolutely love. And then in the not so much box, our read aloud structure really just wasn't that great last year. We had a hard time getting down a routine for read aloud and finding something that really worked for all of us and was enjoyable and not super stressful. And so that's something I'd like to revisit this year. And then underneath it, it says, let's make next year even better by, and then you can put down what you think would help this year. For me, it was really consistency, but also you'll see that I put flexibility on there too. On this next page, you will see that I put a self-reflection for mom section. There is a reflection area for mom that is put in here by Erin in the Homeschool Adventures Planner, and I will show you that towards the end when I share with you guys some of the pages that are in here that I just opted to not use this year. So there is a self-reflection area for things like that for mom in there as well. I just made up my own and put it on the back of this page. These are just things, once again, that I have at the tip of my hand, where if I get a thought, if I feel like the Lord has convicted me, or the Holy Spirit speaking to me on something, I can put in here. One thing I love about this planner is that in the beginning of every month, she has these really beautiful pages that have either a quote or a Bible verse on them with a really pretty graphic. And so this one, of course, is by C.S. Lewis. And as I turn, I will be turning right into August. Now, August for us, as you'll see, there's nothing written down on August. We didn't have any field trips or anything special planned for August specific to school. I will just be utilizing these calendars just for school stuff, because I do have a separate planner and calendar that I use for appointments and for family events and things like that. So turning the page, you'll see I have bullet journaling pages that I decided to put in this space. I did that because I want to be able to have a place to write down maybe some goals that I have for August. So turning the page, you'll see that this is what the weekly planner layout looks like. If you look on the far left side, there's a section that says lessons, and on the very bottom it has categories like language, math, writing, and all the basic studies that you would do with your kids. And there are blank spaces right next to the days of the week where you can put in either if you color coordinate each of your kids, or for me, I just put the initials of my kids right there. So for this week, you'll see Monday I did a home blessing day. We did not do school on Monday. We focused on chores and just on things around the house that needed to get done. Tuesday we had a birthday party, and so for us we did a full day of school Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now on the right page on the far right side, you'll see that there is a place that just has blank lines, and you can utilize that however you want. So this week, as you'll see, you guys will be probably watching this during this current week, but we have not started this week yet. And you'll see I took the time to actually set up the week. So all I have to do is fill it in. It just looks a little bit more clean to me. I get a lot of satisfaction from having a layout and being able to just fill things in. So if I do go back, if I do need to find something for record keeping or whatever, it's a little bit easier than sifting through a ton of notes everywhere, you know? So I set this up for morning basket on the top, the read aloud that we did that day, and then also a category for Fiona, Ezra, and Jude, and I can just put down the lessons that they completed. And then you'll see on the far right hand side, I put ideas for this week and then takeaways. So as I am planning for this upcoming week, I'm gonna write down just certain things that I wanna focus on, or maybe ideas that I have, and then after I complete the week, I can write down some takeaways that I can then take away into the following week. So that's the basic setup of each week in the month. And so you'll see as you go through September, it basically has the same layout, where there is a monthly layout, and then you'll turn through. Each month's colors and graphics are a little bit different. As you can see through October, there's pumpkins. November, she's got some different colored pumpkin and fall themes. December is really fun as she's got wreaths and presents and has made it really just pretty for the month of December, which if you guys are like me, I really appreciate that. I celebrate every season with my kids. We love the fall, we love the winter. Christmas, I decorate my house for all of the seasons. I really, really embrace it, and I look forward to it. I feel like it's something that we can celebrate and be excited about. So just having those in my planner, it makes me really excited. All right, so now as I have gone through the planner setup that I've utilized, the way that I have set up my planner for our specific needs, I am gonna share with you guys the extra pages that I opted out of using this year, but that you most definitely may want to use depending on the ages of your children, the things that you want to record keep for, and possibly even where you live and what you have to keep track of. So I will share that with you guys. In the very beginning of the planner, on the back side of the This Planner Belongs To page, she has an important info and a homeschool info page. And so these are going to be great if you have children that are utilizing multiple different curriculums, you're using things online, different websites. There's an area for important information. There's also an area for websites and passwords. So if you have different kids utilizing different things and you need to remember their usernames and their passwords, this will come in very handy. There's also a homeschool info, so if you want to name your homeschool and you want to write that down, you have an option to do that. And then also your address and your state ID info. There's a mom rest and encouragement section and also a mom reads. So if you want to just jot down some quotes, some meditations that help you and you can just turn to them during the day and read them, you can put that in this section, as well as different books that you're wanting to read, or books that you have read and maybe you want to go back and read again. These next pages, I believe, are a part of the reflections area inside of the Homeschool Adventures Planner, and it is a looking ahead for 2021 to 2022 section. You can utilize this for whatever you want to. There's a section of books you'd like to read, places you'd like to go. So if you already have this year planned out and you're wanting to just write down things that you want to keep in mind for next year, this is a great place for that. There's also student resources, so individually for each of your children, if you're noticing that you'd like to do something with them, for me personally, I really want to start Spanish, so just writing that down, and then you've got that in the back of your head as you're going through this school year and you're planning ahead for next. And then the last section that she offers in the Homeschool Adventures Planner that I didn't utilize this year are the individual student sections. As you look, there is a space for you to obviously put your child's name and a way to keep attendance. There is a little space for you to write a little about me for each of the children. If you want to put a picture or something underneath the 2020 to 2021 area, I think that's really, really sweet. On the next page, you'll see that there is a subject and curriculum area so that you can keep track of each of your children's curriculum individually. Turning the page, these next two pages are lesson trackers for each of the kids. And so as they complete each lesson, you can write them down, you can section off each of their different studies in each of these little blocked areas. And then lastly, for each of the children, there is a quarter reflections. So each of the quarters is broken down and you can write down strengths and things that you need to keep working on with each of your children. All right guys, so that is my in-depth review of the Homeschool Adventures Planner for 2020-2021. Overall, you guys, I really am just blown away by the detail and the thought put into this. I just really, really love it. So if you're looking for a homeschool planner that you can make your own, you can utilize it, you can print what you want, put it however you want to put it inside of your binder. If you do want to have the option of ordering it from her and having her send you the actual printed, put together, bound version, you can do that as well. I will have the discount code linked and the information for that link down below for you guys, as well as a link that'll take you directly to Erin's Etsy shop so you can check this out for yourself. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to comment down below and I will answer them to the best that I can, or I'm sure Erin can pop in and she can answer them as well. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope that you're all doing well and that you're all kicking off this upcoming homeschool year and you're excited and you have big plans. I love you all and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Can we stay here for a week or so? Just watch the corn grow in the fields. I don't know what to